News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moskow.
Karen, we begin with the global trade war ratcheting up. President Donald Trump has announced a 25% tariff on all car imports into the United States. The levy will apply to passenger vehicles and light trucks, as well as key parts like engines, transmissions, and electrical components.
If parts are made in America and a car isn't, those parts are not going to be taxed or tariffed. And we'll have very strong policing as far as that's concerned. For the most part, I think it's going to lead cars to be made in one location. Right now, a car would be made here, sent to Canada, sent to Mexico, sent all over the place. It's ridiculous.
In remarks heard here on Bloomberg, President Trump said the charges will take effect next Wednesday and come on top of any other duties.
Well, Nathan, reaction to the auto tariffs are pouring in from around the world. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says it's a direct attack on Canada's auto sector.
This will hurt us, but through this period, by being together, we will emerge stronger.
And Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says the tariffs are a clear violation of the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement that Trump signed during his first term. And
Karen, we are seeing immediate reaction to the proposed auto tariffs. Stellantis, which makes the Jeep Compass SUV in Mexico, is down about 6%. We're seeing similar losses in Mercedes-Benz Group and BMW. And the European Union is preparing to retaliate. The EU has a range of options available, including retaliatory tariffs, as well as the anti-coercion instrument, the enforcement regulation targeting U.S. technology and services companies, and restricting access to the EU market for U.S. financial firms.
Well, in the UK, Nathan, Chancellor of the Exchequer Rachel Reeves told us moments ago that they're working with the Trump administration to make a deal on tariffs.
I do understand the concerns of the U.S. administration about countries that run large, persistent surpluses with the U.S. The U.K., though, is not one of those countries, which is why at the moment the U.K. and the U.S., after Prime Minister Keir Starmer's visit to meet the U.S. President a couple of weeks ago, we are now in intensive discussions with the U.S. administration ahead of the increase in tariffs next week to try and secure an agreement.
UK Chancellor of the Exchequer Rachel Reeves added that she believes a trade deal can be worked out between Britain and the United States.
Now, Karen, car makers in Asia are getting hit this morning. Shares of Toyota, Nissan, and Honda all fell about 2%. Kia dropped more than 3%. Hyundai was off more than 4%. Mazda plunged 6%.
Well, Nathan, there could be a winner emerging from these auto tariffs, and we get that part of the story with Bloomberg's John Tucker. And John, good morning.
Good morning, Karen. And that would be Tesla, run by billionaire Trump advisor Elon Musk, has large factories in California and Texas that churn out all the cars it sells in the U.S. Now, that will insulate it to a larger degree from President Trump's new levies. Tesla itself has been boasting this week about its U.S. credentials, saying in a post on X that its models are, quote, the most American-made cars. Still, Elon Musk says Tesla won't go entirely unscathed. Between 60 and 75% of the components that Tesla uses are manufactured in the U.S., depending on the model. This is according to a filing by the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. With the majority of the remaining parts, they are sourced from Mexico. Now, with the value of the imported parts kind of unclear at this point, the financial impact on Tesla is still unknown. In the pre-market, you have shares of Tesla. They're actually down 1%. But that's still less than General Motors, down over 6%, and Ford, those shares down over 3%. I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
Okay, John, thank you. While President Trump focuses on trade, his administration continues to face fallout from the Signal chat that inadvertently included Atlantic journalist Jeffrey Goldberg. The magazine released the transcript of the conversation. It showed Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth giving a timetable of attacks on Houthi targets in Yemen, including the weapons used. During the tariff announcement, President Trump said he's not downplaying the situation.
Well, I don't know about downplaying. The press upplays it. I think it's all a witch hunt, that's all. I think it's a witch hunt.
The president says the chat did not amount to war plans or classified information, but some Republicans, like New York Congressman Mike Lawler, say those kinds of conversations need to be more secure.
There is great potential, not just that somebody be mistakenly added, but we all know, people screen grab.
And Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren says the incident raises even more questions.
How many other times are they using Signal, and what are they using it for? So this is a moment. We need some of those congressional investigations. We need a hearing in the Senate. We need a hearing in the House.
Senator Elizabeth Warren spoke with Bloomberg's David Gura. You can hear more of their conversation in the Bloomberg Big Take podcast.
And that's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moskow.
I'm Nathan Hager, and this is Bloomberg.